All right, folks, so today we're going to be talking about tilted squares. Now, before we talk about them, we get into the lesson. This is lesson, well, it's Unit 8, Lesson 1. All right, if you don't have your workbook with you, you can just, on the week 5 page on Canvas, you can just click on activity 8.2 and 8.3 under Lesson 1 workbook activity. If you click on that, it'll take you to the activities in the workbook and you can just scroll through and it's like having your workbook right there. Okay, so before we get into this lesson today, there's a few things we need to know. First of all, let's use, purple. All right, we need to know how to find the area of a regular square. Okay, that's a rectangle. Good job spotting that before I did. Okay, so a regular square, if we have, let's say, we need to find its area, right? So let's say it has a side length of 3 and another side length of 3. Well, all the side lengths are going to be 3, but all we have to do is square the side length, right? And that gives us our area of 9, okay? Or you could just do height times width, okay, which would be 3 times 3. That would be those two lengths. 3 times 3 is also 9, gets us the same area, right? There you go. That's how we find the area of a square. Now, if we were to find the area of a triangle, that's the next thing, all right? We need to find is the area of a triangle. Well, why don't I just do a new one entirely? So let's draw a triangle right here. Let's say it has a height of 2 and a length of 3. All right, so the area of a triangle is just the length times the height and then times 1/2, okay? If we do the length times the height of a triangle, well, that'll get us the rectangle that triangle fits in, okay? So if we did 2 times 3 equals 6, that would be the area of this rectangle. Now, if we multiply that by 1/2, we'll get 3, which is the area of the triangle. So let's do that real quick. All right, so if we do 3 times 2 times 1/2, we get 6 times 1/2 is equal to 3. And 3 is the area of this triangle here, okay? Both of those facts are going to come in handy for this lesson today. So let's talk about finding the area of a tilted square. Now, a tilted square is just like a regular square, okay? All the side lengths are the same. There's one difference. It's tilted, all right? Which you think would cause issues, but instead, it's fine. Tilted squares are happy squares. They're stoked on life. They dance around and they do fun things. It's awesome. Woohoo! Party hat for the tilted square, confetti everywhere, all right? Tilted squares are great. Okay, where do you find tilted squares? Well, you don't find them out and about much, but you find them on a grid, okay? So the reason, well, we find tilted squares on a grid, okay? So normally when we're finding the area of a square on a grid, it's pretty easy to figure out what the side lengths are. So let's say I draw a square over here. I've got, okay, draw on these grid lines. Perfect, fits right on there. I can see here that the side length of this square is 3 because there are 3 of these unit squares that fit into that side length, okay? And the height is also 3 because 3 of those squares make up the side length, all right? So I could know that the area of this square is 9 because if we look inside, we can see 9 squares, okay? Fully enclosed in there, all right? But also I could just multiply 3 by 3 and get 9. Okay, is the area of this square. All right, with a tilted square, let me get rid of that real quick. With a tilted square, we can't really do this, all right? Because I can find a number of full squares in here, but this one right here is not a full square, and neither is this one, or that one, or even this one, okay? So there are a lot of uneven squares, and we could estimate and kind of assume, but that's not accurate. There's a much more accurate way to do this, right? So let's look at this side here. okay? I don't know that side length, all right? And if I wanted to kind of check it out, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we've got 5. So let's say the side length is 5. Well, hang on a sec. I'd be wrong there, because if we look closely at this, if I rotate this up, that side length is not exactly 5. It's a little bit over 5, okay, like that. So that is incorrect, all right? We don't count the squares on a tilted square, all right? We can't do that. Instead, we've got to make a shape that we can count. So let's work on that. All right, so let's say here we've got, what can we find the area of? Well, we can find the area of this square that makes up our tilted square. So we've got this even bigger square that is containing our tilted square. And let's look at the area of this square. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 full squares on each side. All right. So the side lengths of this square are 7 and 7. Let's check something out, okay? So 7 times 7 equals 49. So our area of the full big square is 49, okay? So we found that area. Now, there's something else we can find the area of. We can find the area of this triangle right here. Okay, whoops. There you go, make that work for me. All right, so the side length of this triangle is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's 5. All right. And the height of the triangle is 2, because we've got 1, 2. 2 squares on that side. So if we do this, all right, 2 times 5 times 1/2. All right, so 2 times 5 is 10 times 1/2 is 5. So the area of this triangle is 5. All right. So we can also find the areas of the rest of these triangles. So we've got this one here, has the same dimensions of the other one, 5 and 2. This one here also has 5 and 2. This one here also has a height of 5. Whoops, get out of here. A height of 5 and a length of 2. So because they have the same height and length, all of these triangles are going to have an area of 5. Right, so let me erase all these numbers. We'll just clear this up. So we've got the big triangle or the big square that has an area of 49. Okay, and then we've got 4 little triangles that have an area of 5. So let's do something. Okay, we know that the area of our square in the middle is going to be equal to the big square minus all the 5 triangles. So let's figure out what that is. So all we're going to do down here is do 49, and then we're going to subtract these triangles, so minus 5. All right, let's subtract one of them. Okay, so we've got rid of one triangle. Okay, 49 minus 5, that's 44. Okay, let's minus 5 again. All right, get rid of another triangle. Okay, minus 5 again equals 39. All right, let's do 39 minus 5. Let's do another one, okay? So if we subtract another 5 from there, we've got 39 minus 5 is 34, okay? Minus 5 again, we'll get rid of that last triangle, and we have our answer, which is 29, okay? So the area of our tilted square is going to be 29 units squared. Okay, now instead of subtracting 5 4 times, there's an easier way to do this. You could just do the area of one of those triangles is 5. So I know the rest of them are also going to be 5. And there's 4 of them. So if I just multiply 5 times 4, I'm going to get my area of all the triangles, which is 20. And then if I just do 49 minus 20, that's going to give me 29. Which is my answer. Okay? So let's practice this a little bit. All right? Let's do another one. Okay, so, all right. Let's work on this one right here. Okay, so let me get a smaller pen and we'll just start with this purple. It's a nice one. Okay, so first of all, we've got to find our big square. Okay, so if I make a bigger square, great, we've got, why on earth did it do that? All right, that's bizarre. Anyway, let's try it again. Perfect-ish, kind of works. All right, so we've got our square right here. And the area of this square, well, let's find that out. Okay, so the side length, we've got 1, 2, 3, cancel, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the side lengths of this square are 8. So we've got 8 and 8. Okay, great. Let's figure out what the area is. If we do 8 times 8, that is 64. So our area of the big square is going to be 64. Perfect. That's our total area. Okay, now we've just got to find out what the triangle's area is. Okay, so we've got this triangle here. Let's take a peek at this. Okay, so the triangle has a side length, well, the length is 3, and the height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the height is 5. Okay, now I just have to figure out the area of this triangle. All right, so let's do this. So if we do 5 times 3 is 15, times 1/2 is 7.5. So the area of this triangle is going to be 7.5. Perfect. All right, which means the area of all these other triangles is also 7.5. Okay, great. So what we can do now is just take away the triangles. So let's multiply them first. So there's 4 of these triangles. 7.5 times 4 is, well, 7.5 times 2 is 30. So 7.5 times 2 is 15. So 7.5 times 4 is 30. All right. So all we have to do now is take our 64, subtract 30, which means we're taking away all of the triangles. Let me just erase those. So 64 minus 30 is equal to, and I hope you can get this answer before I can, is 34. All right, that's our answer now. 64, the area of the big square is 64, minus the area of each of the triangles is equal to 34, which is the area of our tilted square. Okay, so that's how we work with tilted squares. That's what this lesson, the practice problems, the activities are going to be about. If you have your Unit 8 workbook, the notes for this are on page 12, or you can click on any of the workbook activities or the homework from the links that are under lesson 1 on week 5. And you can just scroll till you see the notes page on that website. That will also get it for you. Okay? If you have any more questions beyond that, my office hours are in Canvas. You just look for the emails containing the link to the office hours that I'll send out. And I will see you in the next video for the lesson 2. All right. Have a good day, folks. Bye.